Thank you, Matt. This chapter, chapter 12, Cyclops, is narrated by an unnamed denizen of Dublin. The narrator goes to Barney Kieran's pub, where he meets a character referred to only as the Citizen. When Leopold Bloom enters the pub, he is berated by the Citizen, who is a fierce Fenian and anti-Semite. So we turn into Barney Kieran's, and there, sure enough, was the Citizen up in the corner, having a great confab with himself and that bloody mangy mongrel Gary Owen, and he waiting for what the sky would drop in the way of a drink. There he is, says I, in his glory hole, with the crocheting lawn and his load of papers, working for the cause. The bloody mongrel let a grouse out of him would give you the creeps. Be a corporal work of mercy if someone would take the life of that bloody dog. I'm told for a fact that he ate a good part of the breeches off a constabulary man in Santry that came round one day with a blue paper about a licence. Stand and deliver, says he. That's all right, Citizen. Friends here. Pass, friends. Then he rubs his eye and says, what's your opinion of the times? But doing the reparee and Rory of the Hill, but begob, Joe was equal to the occasion. I think the markets are on the rise, says he, sliding his hand down a fork. So begob, the Citizen claps his paw on his knee and says, foreign wars is the cause of it. And, says Joe, sticking his thumb in his pocket, it's the Russians' wish to tyrannize. Give over, you bloody codding, says Joe. I've a thirst on me, I wouldn't sell for half a crown. Give it a name, Citizen. What wine of the country? What's yours? Ditto Macanaspy, says I. 3 pints, Terry, says Joe. How's the old heart, Citizen, says he. Never better, Cara, says he. What, Gary? Are we going to win? And with that, he took the bloody old Towser by the scruff of the neck and by Jesus near throttled him. So, Terry caught the 3 pints Joe was standing, and begot the sight nearly left my eyes when I saw him land out a quid, as true as I'm telling you. A good-looking sovereign. There's more where that came from, says he. Were you robbing the poor box, Joe? Sweat of me brow, he says, sweat of my brow. I saw him before I met you, says I, sloping along Pill Lane and Greek Street with his cod's eye counting the guts of a fish. Who comes through Wiccan's land, benighted sable armour? O Bloom, the son of Rory, it is he. Impervious to the fear is Rory's son, he of the prudent soul. For the old woman of Princess Street, says the Citizen, the subsidised organ, the pledge-bound party on the floor of the house. And look at this blasted rag, says he. Look at the Irish Independent, if you please, founded by Parnell to be the working man's friend. Listen to the births and deaths and marriages in the Irish for all Ireland Independent. Oh, thank you. And he starts reading out. Gordon Barfield Crescent, Exeter, Redmayne of Ifillies and Anson-on-Sea, the wife of William Tremaine. How's that? Wright, Flint, Vincent Gillett, to Rotha, Marion, daughter of Rosa, and the late Gillett, of Stockwell, Lisdale, St Jude's, Kensington, by the very Reverend Dr. Forestine of Worcester. Death, Bristow at Whitehall Lane, London. Carr, St Stoke Newington, of gastritis and heart disease. Cockburn at the Moat House. Hey, I know that fellow, says Joe. Cockburn, Dimsey, wife of the late David Dimsey. Miller Tottenham, aged 85. How's that for a national press, eh, my brown son? How's that for Martin Murphy, the Bantry jobber? Oh well, says Joe, handing round the booze. Thanks be to God they had the start of us. Drink that, citizen. I will, says he, honourable person. Health, Joe, says I, and all down the form. Oh, don't be talking. I'll be blue mouldy for the want of that pint. Declare to God, I could hear it hit the pit of my stomach with a click. And lo, they quaffed their cup of joy. A guard-like messenger came swiftly in, radiant as the eye of heaven, a comely youth, and behind him there passed an elder of noble gait and countenance, bearing the sacred scrolls of the law, and with him his lady wife, a dame of peerless lineage, fairest of her race. Little Alf Bergen popped in round the door and hid behind Barney's snug, was laughing. And who was sitting there in the corner that I hadn't seen, snoring drunk? Only Bob Dory. I didn't know what was up, and Alf kept making signs out the door. And what was it, only that bloody old pantaloon, Dennis Breed, in his bath slippers, with two bloody great big books tucked under his arm, and the wife hot foot behind him. Unfortunate, wretched woman, trotting like a poodle. I thought Alf would split. Look at him, he says, traipsing all around London with a postcard someone sent him with U.P. on it. Take a what, says I. Libel action for £10,000. Oh, help.